Yo, what is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Euro Sports Network coming at you with a new edition of Off the Cuff, man. My live format podcast where your boy comes out here and breaks everything down on the top of the dome. It's like it is off the cuff, man. It's kind of my solo format. And I like to pop on here when I like to pop off here when I have some reaction content and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot going on today. Actually, we had a lot going on since yesterday. I know we got the NFL draft popping, but I'm going to save that for this Friday, where my boy Jim and I are actually back with our brand new edition of Cigars and Sports. We're probably going to touch a lot of round one, being live for round two. A lot of NFL talk this Friday, so I'm going to save the ammo for that. But there's plenty of ammo for me to pop off today. I'm telling you, man, Nico Harrison, that guy is so clueless. So clueless. I'm going to get to him. Dude, Paul Heyman went off on the MaCafee show. Lots of good stuff right there and then. We're going to hit that as well. But we got to start with a boy, Shannon Sharpe. Whoa. I hope y'all been keeping up with the drama, right, with Shannon Sharpe. Just as happened probably in the last 48 hours. And I'm going to break this down from the beginning until today's events, right? Until today's events. Our boy, Unc. He's not really our boy. I mean, shoot, dude, that dude is, But let's break this down. On Sunday, news comes out that Shannon Sharpe is seeking a $100 million payday. All right, after he is done with his contract duties with the Colin Cowherd's Volume Podcast Network, which actually is going to expire. It expired, right? Supposedly, the buzz went out that Shannon Sharpe was reportedly getting $100 million offers for his podcast, which includes, of course, Club Shay Shay, the most popular one. There's one called The Nightcap, another one called 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, Humble Baddies. I have no idea who any of these are, except for Club Shay Shay. And with that being said, we see that, the news is bussing. He's about to get paid, right? And then all of a sudden, within hours later, 24 hours later, boom, Shannon Sharpe is accused of sexual assault in a battery in the news of about $50 million lawsuit. $50 million lawsuit that was filed on Sunday as soon as the news came out. 13-page complaint filed in the Nevada State Court accused Shannon Sharpe, the three-time Super Bowl champ, of intentional infliction of emotional distress. All right? In other words, probably, not rape, but like unwelcome gestures and I guess not assault, but along the long line. The complaint accused Shannon Sharpe, of manipulating and controlling the plaintiff. That's right. It was, I'm trying to get he had a rocky relationship with the plaintiff. The plaintiff in this case, I believe, is an Instagram model or OnlyFans model, if I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn I had the name on here. But 19-year-old, all right, the plaintiff was a 19-year-old that met Sharpe. She claimed she was sexually assaulted on 2 occasions, once in October and once in January of this year, so fresh off the boat. According to the lawyer who filed the lawsuit on the behalf of the plaintiff, a woman can say yes to consensual sexual relationship with a man 90 times, but when she says no even once, that no means no, according to the Pro Football Talk. That was the allegation so far. Part of the accusation here is after many months of manipulating and controlling the plaintiff, a woman that's about 30 years younger than Shannon Sharpe, and repeatedly threatening to brutally choke and violently slap her, Sharpe refused to accept the answer of no and raped the plaintiff, despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no. The plaintiff is seeking $50 million. It is being represented by Tony Bugsby, yeah. The same guy that's settled in favor of the 24 women that accused NFL quarterback Massage Boy of assault, Deshaun Watson. Now, she has a lawyer that knows exactly what he's doing because he's already went this route and is familiar with sports. Let's stay on the background here. Sharpe's attorney, Lenny J. Davis, responded to the lawsuit in a lengthy statement. All right. And this is some of the things it said. Davis, Sharpe's lawyer, called the lawsuit blatant, cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, misinterpretations, and it will not succeed. In her efforts to extract a large financial settlement, that's the plaintiff, presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of consensual sex encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context to falsely portray a consensual act as a non-consensual act. Davis releasing the message between the plaintiff and Sharpe clearly indicates the nature of the relationship was consensual, sexual in nature in many cases, initiated by her with specific graphics requests. So again, I'm not going to go through this entire thing, but basically, let me just finish up here from the New York Post. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations and coercion in misconduct, especially the gross lie of rape, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt of a blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to the vindication through the due process and judgment based on the facts of law. Layman's terms, listen, this man saying that she is full of shit and she's lying. All she wants is money. Judgment based on the facts of law. And then, of course, the plaintiff, supposedly 19-year-old only fan, I think, IG model, whatever the new age occupation is saying that she was sexually abused and raped and was made to, perform sexual acts without her consent, even though they were dating. But according to the lawyer, her lawyer, Buxby, says that, hey, man, they might have banged 90 times, but that one time she says no means no. But if he wants to, he's going to force her to have sex. That's what it comes in. So these two, I think, had a relationship, the plaintiff and Shannon Sharpe, right? Going through a year or so. So that's where we stand as of Monday afternoon, after Monday evening. All of a sudden today, boom, the sky just opens up with Shannon Sharpe. Leaked audio from the plaintiff. The lawyer went ahead and leaked an audio of a conversation, 30-second clip. We're going to go ahead and listen to it. About Shannon Sharpe threatening her and saying he's going to choke her. He's going to choke the F out of her. And then Shannon Sharpe, not even an hour later after this video, after this clip, this audio is leaked, right, by TMZ, by the way. Boom, Shannon Sharpe went out there on the defensive. He posted a video defending himself. This is nuts. And I'm going to break down. I don't know which side to take yet. Before I move on, I'm going to give you my take. I'm a solid advocate for women, sexual harassment. That's not my thing. You see me bash Deshaun Watson, many cases. I don't play that shit. But in this case, I am not sold yet. I haven't seen enough facts from one side to the other. Because remember, guys, there's audio, there's video. Things get manipulated in each other way. So this one, unlike Deshaun Watson, where the expression where there's smoke, there's fire, made sense. Here, I don't see a lot of smoke yet that points to either the side of the plaintiff, of the woman who's claiming sexual rape, or the side of whether he did it or did not of Shannon Sharpe. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't see a lot of smoke to call fire yet for either side of the story. But anyway, this busted out early during the day. It was the woman accusing Shannon Sharpe of rape was not released in audio. All right, saying that Sharpe was telling her it was going to effing choke the S out of her. The shit out of her, in other words. Let's listen to this. Hold on.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like.
Hold on a second, guys. Let me go back to this. I am just gonna go ahead and play this real quick. Oh, sorry, I got a. There's an Amber Alert on my phone. Let me. Sorry about that, folks. Got to fix the camera here. All right, let's play this audio that was leaked between a conversation of the plaintiff, the woman suing Shannon Sharpe. Again, it's a civil lawsuit.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything I say.
Clearly, there was definitely some pausing, some editing, some manipulation of the audio. Now, however, whether it was in the right context or at the right time, Shannon Sharpe did say he was going to choke the F out of her, which is wrong. Even when you're in the heat of a battle, you could tell the part where she was like, I don't want to get choked. You know, the girl, who, by the way, sounds like she's a freaking teenager. She is 19. So she is a teenager, a late age teenager. I mean, Unk out here slinging it. I actually thought Unk may go both ways. But anyway, that's I digress. That's besides the point. The fact that, yeah, I mean, 30-second clip, you know, I manipulate audio and video just to clip it and put in something when you're doing an edit and when you're doing a video, when I'm doing a voiceover or whatever. I mean, it's something that's natural. So again, this is Exhibit A. Doesn't sound great for the behalf of Shannon Sharpe, because he is saying that he's going to, you know, he's threatening her, which is not cool. And is going to commit some type of, you know, violent act towards her physically, which doesn't look great. So this thing went viral. I actually posted it a bunch of places. This thing went viral. It was on fire. And then later on that day, we had Shannon Sharpe, I think within an hour of each other, man, he was like, F that. I'm going to defend myself. I am not going to take this crap. All right. It's BS. I don't think it's right. So he went out there, man. And I don't know if it was based on whether his lawyer gave him this advice and said, hey, go live real quick, dog, because, you know, we need to like get ahead of this. But he answered back. And defended himself. Let's play that video.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself.
Right off the bat, man, he's not laying down. He said, this is a shakedown. I'm defending myself.
Because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Buzbee, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Buzbee targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what?
So he's already saying, man, he knows he has a 30-second clip of him and this chick having sex tape. But he's saying that that's just edited to just to like, you know, show their narrative, right? The defendants, the plaintiff's narratives, and yo, play the whole 10-minute, bro. Because we, you know, he's trying to say, yo, man, I was going out there for 10 minutes, bro. You know, it's BS, man. You know, show the whole thing, bro. Show me in action for 10 minutes. It's kind of what I'm trying to say, man. So he could display the whole story that there was nothing that was not consensual.
What happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
Gabby, her name, Carly, in OnlyFans. Well, my boy out there spending mad cheddar on some OnlyFan punani. Come on, Unc. You're like 50-something years old, bro.
Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
You don't mess around. Hey, look. Again, I'm 50-50 here. I'm on the fence for either side. But I will say this. Unlike Deshaun Watson, when this Buxby guy went full ham mode on him, and all the civil lawsuits were popping, bang, 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 which, by the way, Deshaun Watson paid everybody. You never saw Deshaun Watson defending himself like this. Deshaun Watson never went on video defending himself right away after the text messages were sent out. Bucks did the same thing. Instead of an audio, he put out text messages between the chicks and Deshaun Watson. He never defended that part of it. Shannon Sharpe is going ham and going live or posting a video right after this girl, the plaintiff side, what is it? Carly, Gabby, whatever her name is. I mean, she's obviously a famous, somebody needs to Google her. I should have Googled her. I should have done my journalistic integrity here. But this girl basically is an OnlyFans IG. That's how she makes her living. She must be fine because, I mean, damn, Unc to get all up in there, man. She must be a fine, good-looking chick. She's 19. I mean, again, I should have done my research and have her up here. Anyway, that doesn't matter. He is defending himself right away. And in any case, as soon as this thing came out, he's saying, look, I'm going to fight fire with fire. You're going to sue me for something that's a lie, then I'm going to sue you guys back for defamation for lying. Hey, every case is proven you're actually not, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? And this is going to be one of those entertaining battles here because, again, I'm on the fence. I think it's 50-50. Let's take a look here. Oh, Jim Plotner. Sharpe is a dirty old uncle. Yeah, he is. He got caught. But he also, it so happened to come out as soon as he announced that he's pursuing $100 million contract. But yes, he's a dirty old man. Dirty old man with money. Shout out to my boy Jim, Fan of the Van podcast. Check him out. My other half of Cigars and Sports. We're back Friday, buddy. But that's where we're at. That's where we are at right now, man. And like I said, I mentioned this earlier. I'm on the fence. Unlike Deshaun Watson, I am on the fence. Oh, Blue Chew worked as Shannon the rapist and Watson is worse both. All right, Jim, I'm still on the fence on this one, man. This is a little different. This was a little different. I'm on the fence on this one because unlike Deshaun Watson, Deshaun never, as soon as this came out, man, he hid under the couch with his tail between his legs. And he never kind of defended himself. I think this might be, I don't know. Maybe Unc got a little freaky. But again, I'm 50-50 on this one. And, like I said, I'm all for, women equality here. That's how I get down. But obviously, yeah, I think I'm on the fence. I don't know if this is a case where this chick wants to get money out of a rich guy. And so is the lawyer because he said that he's done it before. You know what I'm saying? Or this is a case where, right now, Shannon Sharpe did put himself on her forcefully without her consent, which again, they were dating and they had sex a shitload of times. So I don't know. Again, I'm on a fence on this one. I'm in the middle. To me, it's 50-50 at this point until more facts come out or more, I guess, data comes out. So Shannon Sharpe is too old to be hanging out around these young women. Usually it does not end well. I agree with you. She's 19. She's 19, dude. Instagram model, man. They're fast and furious, bro. In today's age, with the manipulation of AI, whether it's sound or whether it's whatchamacallit or even video, it's easy to get caught up. It's strange. It's different. You go, Shannon, Vince McMahon, Watson, Robert Kraft, all walk into a whorehouse. Yes. They all do. Bill Belichick walks out with a 26-year-old girlfriend, Robert Kraft with a rub and tug, Deshaun Watson in cuffs, and Shannon Sharpe remains to be seen. That's how I see it. How did I do, Jim? So yeah, I just wanted to bring this up, man. Just touch base on this, give you my take. Doobie 50, why dating? Yeah, that's that again. That I am all for. That's my question too. Why going that young? But you know, when you feel you could still perform and compete at the highest level, sometimes you might get yourself in way too much hot water, man, that you could handle. All right, let's talk about let's break this down. As you know, WrestleMania happened this week. Shout out to Jim. If you haven't heard The Fan in the Van, go check out his latest episode, man, because he did a great WrestleMania recap with special guest Vince McMahon on there, and you're going to love it. So listen to Jim's latest episode of the Fan in the Van podcast. It is fucking classic and awesome. And staying on that mode, Pat McAfee had Paul Heyman on his show. I believe it was Monday. Yes, it was Monday. Oh my gosh, man. And Paul Heyman, bro, he is, I love Paul Heyman because he's one of those guys, right? The Paul Heyman came from battling Vince McMahon in the 2000s and shit like that, right? To with ECW. This guy cut his own promos, booked his own venues. I mean, I love everything about Paul Heyman when it comes to that kind of stuff, man. And let me tell you something, to this day, he's still such a huge component of WWE. And he's still one of those guys that he takes the individuals that can do well cutting promos like Brock Lesnar and still makes them relevant. Fast and the Furious 12, Shannon Sharpe. We got Blue Chew, Coke, and rubbers. Yes. Burning rubbers, I may add. But going back to Paul Heyman, man, he was at the Pat McAfee show. And honestly, man, I don't know how Pat McAfee still has a job after Paul Heyman going ham on some of the things he said. Hey, yo, check this out. I'm going to play some of the video clips here because it's pretty darn funny.
Do you care about the opinions of people who are irrelevant? You don't care about the opinions of most people who are very relevant in your life. You don't care about the opinions of the people who pay you. They sit there and they go, hey, Mr. McAfee, don't talk about Shannon Sharpe on the air today. And you go, I talk about anything I want. I'm Pat McAfee. Right. Watch me swing my schlong all over the place. They go, McAfee, don't talk about your podcast on the air. What do? I'm King Schlong. Okay, watch me, Pat McAfee. Right?
This is on you. This is about you, not me. Accurate stuff.
Right?
Accurate stuff.
I mean... come on.
The crowd is joining in, bro. Classic ECW classic right here.
Hey, last night when the roast was over and you and I were out back and you're going, wise man. By the way, it's puff, puff, pass, not puff, 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 chase down the gummy, puff, 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 pass, right? And you go, wise man. You know Stephen A. Smith really sucks, right? And I go, I love Stephen A. The man calls me the GOAT. The man, Stephen A. Smith, is on the air saying, if there's one person in the universe that I, Stephen A. Smith, at $70 billion a year want to be, it's the wise man, Paul Heyman. And you sit there and you go, these ESPN bastards give me the same money as him or they can...
No, that's not true. None of that's true.
Oh, man. So this classic Paul Heyman. Hold on. I got to go to the comments here. Who didn't stay up to 3 a.m. drinking Zimas to watch ECW in the late 90s? I did stay up at 3 a.m., but I was not drinking Zimas, dude. All right? Not drinking Zimas. The chick that I was with was drinking Zimas. Oh, yeah. But classic right here. I mean, he just went, he another guest in the Pat McAfee show that goes in and throws a zinger or slams ESPN, rightfully so. ESPN deserves to get slammed about everything. Mentioning Shannon Sharpe, right? Which I'm gonna get to. That's another clip. Kind of like, they'll mention so and so. Oh, he even went after Stephen A. Smith, making fun of his weedhead mentality here. Classic. And look, and this is true. Like, Aaron Rodgers has gone into Pat McAfee's podcast, show, and he's bashed executives at ESPN. He hasn't gotten fired. And I think ESPN low key is going to keep Pat McAfee around because it's the only little piece of that network that's not a complete woke idiot ideology that just completely just bashes sports. This is entertainment. Paul Heyman is entertainment, right? And he just went in there and not bashed everybody, just kind of went at it on a good poking humor type of flavor, right? And that's the way it should be. There was no politics involved here. Hey, hard times, underage drinking, old 40s were included to Heyman. Will be bad from ESPN. Yeah, man, 40s is what I was drinking watching ECW. That's what I was doing, dude. Know what I'm saying? Well, your boy had a nice little account at the bodega in the corner. You know what I'm saying? I had the corner bodega where they used to spot me. Paul Heyman. And again, look, it happens again. Nobody's got to touch Pat McAfee. That's the only show that actually has any freaking ratings, more than Stephen A. Smith's First Take or any other take in that show. It's great that he's doing this kind of crap. You know what I mean? Because it's bringing that edge to ESPN that used to have that doesn't have anymore. Let's get back. We got some more, man. We got some more. Here's more Paul Heyman here. Here's another nice one, man. Hold on a second, guys.
See, CM Punk does as much good
this one is a
to my reputation as Shannon Sharpe does to ESPN.
Oh, no, jeez. Oh, boy. All right, see, all right, we don't need that. A lot going on.
Don't ooh me. I'm not the one getting sued.
Whoa, okay, all right. Whoa.
You know what I mean, bro? That's funny. That is hilarious. Pat is keeping...
does as much good to my reputation. See, CM Punk does as Shannon Sharpe does to ESPN.
Oh, no, jeez.
Oh, boy. He said...
all right, we don't need that. We don't need that. A lot
going
on.
Don't ooh me. I'm not the one getting sued.
Whoa, okay, all right. Whoa.
He's saying Pat is keeping that bum-ass channel relevant.
CM Punk does as much good.
That is true.
To my reputation.
I am getting some
Shannon
feedback on my
Sharpe
audio here, guys. Let me go ahead and bring it down.
ESPN.
I don't know why this is. I don't know why am I getting some feedback here. Hold on a second. There you go. All right, let me. Had a little problem with my ESPN feed here, guys. Just had to get back on here. But yeah, that was sorry about that. Some technical difficulties. Definitely do appreciate that. You're right, Jim. Pat McAfee is the only one keeping that bum ass channel relevant right now. I agree with you 100%. And he is the only edgy content they have. And it's not about being edgy, right? It's about just being relevant and being such a bunch of little bitches and politically correct because you want to kowtow, what is it? Bow down to the man. And, I think that was part of the deal with ESPN and Pat McAfee, that they were going to go ahead and make sure that his content stayed the same. Nothing actually changed from a standpoint of that kind of stuff. So it's not bad. But yeah, it was great. I mean, shout out to ESPN for not canceling Pat McAfee. The first time you're going to hear me say that. Shouting out ESPN. All right. That's kind of where we're at. Let me just get my Rumble chat here just in case there's more people here. Yeah. Classic day, man. That was also trending yesterday on Twitter. And then let's end it up with finally. And the fact that Nico Harrison cannot take a loss here or an L and just bow down. Oh, let's reach out to him. Maybe he will smoke a cigar and talk shit with us, little people. Yeah, let's do that, man. Hey, I'm going to do that. I'm going to reach out to Pat McAfee or Paul Heyman, see if he wants to come on our show, man. I mean, we know Paul Heyman smokes weed, so maybe you can smoke something else if it's not a cigar. Yeah, so the day ended to me. It started off early with Nico Harrison, who doesn't. I don't think Nico Harrison understands what it is to kind of like keep your mouth shut. Take the loss, dude. Take the loss, man. You know what I'm saying? Just take the loss. You made the worst trade in the history of the NBA. All right, and you keep having like putting yourself through the embarrassment. You you had a you had yourself a closed meeting with the reporters, right? To just talk smack about the trade. Listen, you made a trade that completely backfired. It is the stupidest trade in the world. And after the trade, when the shit hit the fan, you're still digging yourself deeper and deeper every time you open your mouth. It just doesn't change. I am like beside myself that the owner of the Dallas Mavericks still has this gentleman employed. Honestly, I'm still shocked. He gets interviewed yesterday, and I know the clip was longer, but this is the only thing that did not make any sense. And this is what Nico Harrison has to say after their season ending, whatever.
The anger and outrage from the fan base, has that exceeded what you were kind of planning for?
Yeah, good question. I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level.
That answer, I didn't know how important Luka was to the fan base. He knew he was important, but not to what level. Guys, the owner of the Mavericks, which is not Mark Cuban anymore, who, by the way, is another dumbass. How in the fuck you don't know the value to the fans of your best player, of a top 5 player in the league who's 25 years old, who the previous year took you to the NBA finals, has taken you to 2 NBA conference finals. The dude put up MVP numbers puts up MVP number years after year. This guy should not be employed, let alone less running a NBA franchise. I know this guy was a big time, executive for Nike, right? Maybe he's good at recognizing commercials and talent for that kind of crap, but running a franchise? Jim, you're right. Nico is that guy who robs a bank, gets away with it, but tells everyone he robbed the bank. Absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that he keeps not, take the L, bro. Shut up. And the PR team allows him to get on the mic. This dude should not be allowed to run a Foot Locker. All right. After this season. And if they still have this guy employed by the beginning of next season, you know what? Dallas Mavericks, you get what you deserve. As a matter of fact, I don't think Jason Kidd wants to coach his team anymore. I think Jason Kidd's going to buy himself out and get the hell out of Dodge. A complete, utter disaster. And this guy still doesn't take responsibility. And I get it. You got to defend your choices. You got to defend. But, dude, stop saying stupid shit like, I knew Luka Doncic was important to the fan base. I just not know to what level or how important. Holy smokes, man. Holy smokes, man. That's like me saying, man, I know crack is really, really bad, but I'm going to keep smoking it because I don't know up to what level I don't know what level of badness I could get to smoking crack. So I'm going to keep smoking it. That's, dude, seriously, I don't know how this guy is still employed by a franchise. Honestly, like I said in one of my reaction video, I said, by the time it's all said and done, Nico is not going to be, nobody's going to hire Nico. He's going to be so blackballed that he won't be able to run a fucking Foot Locker. And the right and the fans have all right in the world to be pissed off at the ownership, at the team. And I'm telling you this right now, there's no reason for these fans to renew season tickets for next season. Watch and learn, boys and girls, what not to do to hurt a business. The sales, the ticket purchases are going to go down the toilet next year for the Dallas Mavericks. I'll guarantee you right now, there's probably a shitload of people that already opted out of renewing their season tickets because of Nico. Because Luka is not going to be there. Nico is the next Bud Light and Target. How to F up your customer base. There's going to be case studies of Bud Light and their campaign when they lost all that sale, and so is Target. But there's also going to be a picture of Nico Harrison next to that case study of what not to do as a general manager or vice president of operations for a basketball team. The biggest moron in the history of basketball operation and management is Nico Harrison, and the man keeps digging his grave more and more every freaking time he opens his mouth. And I don't think anybody around him is trying to save him. I think they're just letting him talk so they could have an excuse, which apparently, I guess, trading Luka Doncic and not making the playoffs is not a big is not a big enough excuse, right? No. I guess they're letting him dig himself and more rope to hang himself and say, okay, now we got to fire him. You don't need all that rope, man. Just whack him. There's plenty of guys out there that can do a better job. A monkey in a fucking suit can do a better job than this guy. My 8-year-old son can do a better job than Nico Harrison running this franchise. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. All right. That's pretty much what I got for everybody today, man. I appreciate you all. Listen, we got a great episode lined up. A lot of NBA draft talk and whatever pops up. My man and Jim and I, Jim from Fan of the Van, this is Friday, 8 p.m. We're going to go ham on folks. I know my man Jim right now is so gearing himself up because he is ready to either praise or trash his Steelers based on what they draft with their number 1 pick. It's going to be exciting, folks. I'm also going to be on the same boat from the Giants, from the Giants part. So tune in this Friday for Cigars and Sports, 8 p.m. live on Rumble, X, and YouTube. You won't be disappointed. I'm telling you, check out his latest episode of his WrestleMania recap, man. You gotta laugh your balls off. Appreciate everybody who watch and tune in. Appreciate the comments. Oh, my boy's over. There you go. Friday going to be a show for everyone to tune. That's absolutely it. Absolutely, Jim. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. Comments to all the people. Appreciate everybody that tuned in on both the Rumble, YouTube, and X. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Network. Yo, signing out. Peace.